The next U.S. president will be chosen on November 7th, and it won't depend on who wins the popular vote or which party wins the most seats in Congress. That's because the President of the United States is picked by the 50 states themselves, plus Washington, D.C. Each state gets one vote per member of Congress. With 538 electoral votes at stake, each candidate needs 270 votes to win. Here's how they get there. Both major parties start with a regional base. New England is traditionally liberal, from Maine to Vermont through Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island to New York, the country's fourth largest state. The Farm Belt is the historic home of conservatism, from North and South Dakota through Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma to the country's third largest state, Texas. These two regions cancel each other out. West Coast voters in California, Oregon, and Washington worry about the environment and civil liberties, while voters in the deep south of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and further north in the Carolinas, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas worry about the decline of Christian morality on the culture and its effect on society. The Middle Atlantic coast is divided as conservative Virginia gives way to more liberal Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey. Oil-rich Alaska splits the Pacific vote with Democratic Hawaii. For those keeping score, each party is about 100 votes away from the magic number 270. In the Mountain West, libertarian Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming and Utah want to be left alone, while Republicans' grip on increasingly Hispanic Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado is slipping. Democrats have the advantage in the populist Upper Midwest, with Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa being competitive, and Illinois more reliable. If both parties defend these regions as they usually do, Democrats have a slight advantage. This leaves the main battleground of U.S. elections, the Rust Belt. Indiana is reliably Republican, and Ohio leans that way, while working-class West Virginia, Union Michigan, and Catholic Pennsylvania more often vote Democratic. With 58 electoral votes, Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are always fought for. Unless one of them sweeps the Rust Belt, each party still needs at least one more state, and only 3 remain. Missouri is smack in the middle of the United States, geographically, demographically, and politically. In the last 100 years, it has only voted for the losing candidate once. It's trending Republican. Also trending Republican is Florida, which famously decided the Bush-Gore election by less than 1,000 votes. It's a slightly conservative cross-section of older people from other states. And finally, there's anti-tax New Hampshire. With 8,000 more votes here, Al Gore could have been president without winning Florida. In the last 2 elections, Bush won by splitting the Rust Belt while holding on to Florida and Missouri. John McCain would like to do the same. McCain will also try for Pennsylvania and Michigan, and should steal West Virginia. By sweeping the Rust Belt, where Obama performed poorly against Clinton, McCain would win a decisive victory. Obama too will try to win the Rust Belt, plus the toss-up states of Missouri, Florida, and New Hampshire. The urbanization of Northern Virginia, and the Hispanic immigration politics in Colorado, New Mexico, and Nevada make all potential steals for Obama. Though some scenarios are long shots, these openings give Obama more ways to win. And that's your overview of the 2008 election strategy. There are just 100 days until the election. Enjoy the ride.